It's absolutely murderous trying to get this mic in such a position that it picks up me but not the traffic. But let's hope we've managed this time. Good morning, it is the weekend. I first feel I must apologise for not making any videos lately, but I haven't felt well and I didn't feel up to making a video, so I hope you'll excuse me taking time off some of my longer term projects. It does take, they say it's about, if you're going to make a video of heavy editing, you're talking about an hour's work for a minute of video, and I couldn't deal with 10 hours extra work this week or last week. So I apologise for my laziness. I've been galvanised into making a video today concerning two YouTube channels and the gentlemen who run these YouTube channels having a disagreement, I suppose we can call it. I'm of course speaking of Shadoveristy, which is run by Shad Brooks, as well as of course a coterie of his mates, and the Scholar Gladitoria channel, which is headed exclusively by Matt Easton. Now, I've got a lot of time for both of these lads. They're both very knowledgeable on their subjects. Matt Easton especially, I think, has some official qualifications. I believe he works in a university or something. I haven't really looked into it. It's not important. And Shad obviously has the the experience of being a fanatic. He loves castles, despite being born in Australia, where there hasn't been a castle since Adam was a lad. I don't know how he does it. I'm like 10 miles from a castle. I just like when I look past it. But anyway, I digress. Now, these two gents have met face to face for the first time in England, as Shad is over on his holidays, which he's monetising on YouTube, might I add, the bastard. But and he invited Matt Easton down to partake in some video making, some sort of LARPing, from what I gather. And he came down, had a, by all accounts, a good day, and posted a video on his YouTube channel, and was I was going to say lambasted, but shall we say informed by some of his viewers that Shad, who not only runs the Shadiversity channel, but also runs a channel called Night's Watch, has some unpalatable, to him at least, views. Now, the views are a little vague. Matt was good enough not to highlight exactly what these views were. Possibly because he didn't want to accuse Shad of anything, or possibly just because he wanted a quiet life. I don't know. I don't have a hotline to the bloke. But he removed the video and made a statement on Facebook, which I'll show now, explaining why he would no longer make contact or work with Shad again. Now, Shad was quite understandably upset by this, and he responded with a statement on YouTube, a written statement by the way, expounding that he didn't attack Matt directly. He fell far short of attacking Matt directly, and more or less said that he's been a victim of, you know, the normal bullshit. Like a lot of people who think Shad's far right. Shad is not far right. He's right. Don't get us wrong. He's right, and he's right and Christian. Well, Mormon. They think of themselves as Christians. I'm not sure how I was in an evangelical church, and I can say they didn't have a hugely positive opinion of the Mormons, but that's a story for another day. I might actually tell it. And there it was left by these two gentlemen. And this saddened me somewhat, because I feel that between, I suppose we can put Matt on the left, he's very apolitical in his videos, but I believe from now we can say he's probably fairly left-leaning, which is fine. I don't criticise that. And Shad, who is vocally right-leaning. And no, he's not alt-right, for fuck's sake. He's not alt-right, he's not far-right. Stop putting these bloody labels on people. It's ridiculous. You cheapen them. It's the boy who cried wolf all over again. He's far-right, he's far-right, he's far-right. He's a lefty, she's a lefty. It's, it loses all meaning the more you see it. Excuse me. Now, it saddens me that there seems to be one less line of communication between these two sides of the political scale. Now, I did try and look a little bit into this. I tried to go to the original post by Matt, and I ended up on a HEMA Facebook group. HEMA being Historical European Martial Arts, for which both Shad and Matt are enthusiasts. This led me to this HEMA group. I can't remember exactly what the group is. I'll explain why I can't look into it in a moment. They explained that they were very happy that Matt had ostracised Shad, because Shad was, as they said, far right and had some horrible views, and he shouldn't be allowed in the HEMA, the HEMA society. And a few people did agree with this. And somebody wanted to know what the views were. I wrote a comment. I was carefully neutral and I was carefully polite in this comment, like I am on all my comments on everything. I very much try not to fall into the name calling, openly emotional response on any comment I make. The person who I wrote this explanatory comment to was receptive of it, and then I wrote a separate comment below stating that this, essentially what this video is saying, that this situation saddened me somewhat, in that even if Shad has views that are reprehensible, we'll say, never has Shad struck me as somebody who does something through malice. And that I believe that if Matt has opposing views to Shad, then Shad could be responsive to somebody debating these in an intelligent manner. And somebody came back and said that the views that Shad held were that he thought that a sizable percentile of the LBG gays, lesbians, it's only 4 bloody letters, sorry, I don't do that deliberately, LGBTQ plus, there, sorry about that, I didn't do that to mock anybody, I just struggle with that acronym. Anyway, that community were grooming children, and were I part of that community, I would find that very, well, I would be furious, frankly. And this was the reason, and then went on to say that why should Matt talk about it since he is not part of that community. And from memory, and this must be from memory, you'll have to excuse me, that how could I justify that behaviour? Now, I don't justify any kind of grooming, or, no, that's not right. I don't justify the accusation, the groundless accusation towards the community that they are all groomers, and that would anger me if somebody said of me, yeah, you just think everybody's a bastard, you just think everybody's a groomer. And I was a little angry, so I decided not to respond directly, just to collect my thoughts. And later, when I did collect my thoughts and I went back to respond to this lady, I was unable to because I'd been blocked from that group. And I hasten to add, I can't actually get a screenshot of my initial post in that group because it's people are still liking it, so I can still look at it. I'll put a screenshot of that there. That is the language that I used, and the following post was of a similar theme. It wasn't confrontational, it wasn't angry. I hope it wasn't. I certainly think it wasn't. And this seems to be what we've come to, that people are just blocked. People are just denied their voice. That worries me greatly. It firstly, Matt is perfectly within his rights to defend the LGBTQ plus community. He's perfectly within his rights. It stuns me that people say that they don't get enough support, and then when somebody can support them, it says, well, he shouldn't be supporting them because he's not part of the community. I know that's a very broad net to cast over it, but I believe it falls quite squarely under that net. I know there's yes buts to that, a great many yes buts, but I certainly don't think anybody should begrudge Matt from supporting them. And by supporting them, I don't mean cutting off Shad, because, again, I'm the first to admit that Shad can be a little annoying, he can be a little arrogant, he can shout a lot, and he can interrupt a lot. He does get carried away. I believe he's on some kind of spectrum. I believe he's admitted this. I believe that because he is a Mormon, he has the views that Mormons hold on the LGBTQ plus community, and he believes that these are wrong. I don't believe he has some burning hatred for gays or lesbians. I've never seen him express this, and it's perfectly possible that he has expressed this and I haven't seen it, because, as I've said, I find the fact that he shouts in a lot of his videos a little bit annoying. So I I've stopped watching his long form videos. I mean, little side note, he is the only laddie I know who can make a video, a critic video, that's longer than the bloody television episode that he's criticising. He would do a Wheel of Time episode, which he's incredibly passionate about because he read all the books, but he can do a Wheel of Time episode, and he literally, it'll be an hour and a half long, and the bloody episode will be in 45 minutes, and he just, they go over every detail, and I used to put it on in the background when I was working, but I'm like, fucking hell, if I hear him shout again, I'm going to fly to Australia and wring his neck. But anyway, no, yes, there were a few reasons why I won't watch Shad's videos, but it's not because I think he's got a burning prejudice towards the LGBTQ plus community. I think he might hate the concept. I don't think he hates the people. I think he would be quite reasonable if he was approached by a member of that community and they were reasonable to him. So I doubt either of these two gentlemen will see this video. If it does get back to them, I would encourage you two to talk. You don't have to do it on a YouTube video. You don't have to make a public spectacle of it. But I would say talk. You don't have to make YouTube videos together. But talk. That's all I can say. Talk. Don't let this be another thump on the wedge between the left and the right. And I don't think I can say any more than that. So, good afternoon. Actually, it's good morning still.